Hello, Gill Shortage Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls Mod of Balance with me, BlueAnkylo. Last episode we defeated Omega, barely, and got a terrible reward. And then between episodes I've been trying to stack up on some useful items, like I bought a whole bunch of the tonics, giant tonics over here, because they seem pretty important, and then some other buffing items so that we've got them. But then I ran out of money, and I wanted to buy, like, some more X potions and some dry ethers, although they're very expensive. Even 99 Phoenix Downs, maybe, because I was worried we were going to run out on the last super boss. So I sold off some items that I thought we probably wouldn't use, like the Excaliburs. I feel like, you know, we're probably just going to stick with what we've got, and then if we find better, you know, we'll equip that. So we're mostly just holding on to items that have good spell effects, or maybe I'm just not sure if I should have gotten rid of them or not. Like, should I hold on to the Dragon Mail? Is it better than Mirror Plate? I don't know. But I didn't want to sell just everything willy-nilly, so... Oh yeah, like the Giant's Gloves are not supposed to be equipped. That was a mistake, technically. Anyway, so what I decided was, because I didn't have the money, and I kind of want to get a couple more levels up before Shinru anyway, why don't we take a dive into Chaos Shrine and see if we can get down... how far down we can get. If we can beat it, I mean, that's something that would be useful information. But maybe there's this Mazmune near the end that would be... maybe they've buffed the stats of Mazmune so they're better than Lightbringer? I don't know. Maybe it's worth going to pick that up. Because we could barely hurt... we could barely hurt Omega. Like, it was not a great balance. I think I need to use fire on these guys. Yeah, that's better. So anyway, we're gonna go through this dungeon, and I'm gonna try to make some money and get some experience. So we're not gonna run from everything. You know, normally when you're on like a chaos attempt run, you'd normally evade most of the combat just so you'd preserve your resources and show up healthy. But we want to get to the bottom of this dungeon with I don't know what to use on these guys. Oh, I know what to use on these guys. I just forgot for a second. Diaga. I want to get to the bottom, and I want to get a couple treasure chests, and I need the money, and I need the experience. So I figured, let's do an episode, not per se grinding exactly, just sort of, this is our first look at the Chaos Temple Revisited, really, and maybe we'll see some interesting enemy encounters down here, like this one. Definitely more difficult than the original Phantom encounter. Still not bad with Diaga, though. Also, I have a feeling Melior has so much intellect now that he's breaking some of the damage magic resistance barriers a little bit. So we're seeing pretty good damage. Also, a free dry ether is exactly the sort of thing I was hoping to get. So that is good. We should really focus down the air elementals first, because they do that really nasty... well, they have the AoE magic that just does damage. I guess Arrow isn't doing as much damage. Blizzica is hitting a bit harder. Beret seems to have the worst elemental protection, if I was being honest. Maybe I should give him the Dragon Mail. I think the Dragon Mail is supposed to give you half damage from all elements. Or at least it used to, you know. Also, how did Jade get so much HP? What is going on? Does he have... No, he does not have more stamina than the rest. I don't know. Didn't I pick up... I think when I won one of those encounters, I got stamina plus. Yeah, I'm still going to feed those to Melior in case they help. This is why we picked up that loot all that time ago. Still going to be fighting battles because, you know, money and gold. So far, we haven't run into anything terribly dangerous. A group of 4 gas dragons, perhaps, could have been more interesting, but we didn't see that. I wouldn't mind seeing some purple worms. They tend to be pretty good on experience. And I am going to be using a lot of, like, speeding up. Again, like, if you're offended by the fast-forwarding, then I apologize, but... this is more of a grinding episode, so I don't want to spend extra time just sitting and watching some attack animations. Alright, Farraga looks to speed that up. Also, we're getting a lot more level ups. Like, the experience curve seems to favor the Temple of Fiends Revisited more than the bonus dungeons. Getting multiple thousands of experience per fight. If I remember correctly, Earth Medusas are also one of the more favored experience encounters, especially in large groups. Not bad, but you could get groups of 9, I think, and it would be like double that, so... Anyway, we're not running one way or the other. I kind of feel like we were right on the edge of being strong enough to fight Omega last episode. So I kind of feel like a few more level ups wouldn't hurt anyway. I've managed to find a couple ways to cheat our HP higher and, you know, not cheat, you know what I mean. But like, I managed to take advantage of some game mechanics to find a way to survive, but maybe we weren't meant to survive. We should just get a couple level ups. Alright, the first Fiend Revisited. I don't know exactly what to expect out of the Revisited Lich. Usually this is not a terribly difficult fight, but things could be different today, for all I know. I probably wouldn't expect a lot of physicals, but the magic could be painful, so see what happens here. Flay. Well, that didn't hit too hard. Lightbringer should help protect us from instant death type stuff. And then for now, I'm just going to focus on getting Victus powered up. And then just do some healing just in case. Oh, yeah. Okay, the Lich is as easy as always. Perfect. That's pretty standard for the Revisited Lich, though. Welcome to the Fire Floor. So there's definitely some treasure here that I usually skip. But we're going to show off for today's episode because... I feel bad about always skipping it, and maybe the modders have added something valuable into them. Maybe. It's also a nice floor if you've got these judgment staffs, because you've got free ice too, which works pretty well. You could say. Pretty well. Alright, so if you head south of the Merilith's second fight, rather than fighting her, you go to your right. I believe I pick up this chest fairly often, because it's usually... the Protect Cloak. Still the Protect Cloak. But I very rarely head this way because I think it's normally like money or something, which doesn't really matter in the last dungeon. But in the mod, maybe there's something good over here. Even in Dawn of Souls, there might be something good, because I don't know. Maybe it was always a Mega Elixir and I just didn't know. Because Mega Elixirs are pretty nice. Anyway, Flame Staff, that's worth a lot of money, so... In the pursuit of making bank, this is the right way to go. A whole bunch of red dragons. 2 separate groups together of red dragons. That's peculiar. I guess I don't have Blizzaga here. You know what? If I don't have Blizzaga, Blizzara will have to do. It's actually pretty good. That's a good fight. That's some good experience. Okay, and then for the rooms that I really never go to, a Protect Ring, which normally you can just buy, so it doesn't really matter getting a couple extra of those. The Protect Cloak is at least rare, but Protect Rings I never really figured it was worth making a trip for. And then if you go down this really long path, there's potentially another item. I don't even remember exactly what's in this treasure chest in the NES version. Because it's so far out of the way, I just never do it. You know, if we could get to around level 50, I'd be pretty happy. For whatever reason, Jade is just getting all the HP. Okay. Getting a lot of encounters against Agamas and fire dragons and giants, but that's what the fire floor is all about. Not much to say when we just get spammed with random encounters. Alright, Sasuke's blade. Is that where it always was? No. Was it? Was the second katana always here? Well, that'll tell you why I never pick it up. Because I never bring 2 thieves, so why would I ever want 2 katanas? You get one easily in the floating fortress. Why would you make a longer route here to get a spare? I guess if they ever added like dual wielding for ninjas in one of the mods or something, that'd be worth it. But all right, we learned a new thing today, guys. I guess the good news is we can probably sell that for a lot of money, so that's worth it. All right, so I guess we should heal up a little bit. We got quite a few level ups just coming down here. I mean, we started at level 43. We've already got like about 3 level ups. That's not bad. I don't expect probably to get much trouble out of the Merilith. But I'll still at least do the basic hasting and enchanting. And then we'll just focus on damage. I think we'll be okay. I mean, we even have the access to stuff like Destroy, so magic defense wouldn't even matter. We'd do 1,000 damage with this every turn. I guess it used to do 1,500. That would have been pretty awesome back in those days, but they balanced the mod of balance. I don't know what that means, but... Alright, well, you can probably guess what floor we're on now. We do have... I mean, I'm probably not going to do this very often, but we technically have a free Thundera. The downside is you have to scroll through your items to get to it, but... I used to, every now and then, set up my item page so that, instead of having consumables at the top, you had magic items at the top, and it was actually a lot, like... I would actually kind of recommend that if you're playing along. If you don't use consumables that often, I guess, specifically. But it just saves time, basically. Of course, as soon as you hit sort, you lose it, and you know that has its own problem. So I guess this once again proves that the bonus dungeons don't really give you enough experience. They got buffed in the mod of balance, so it's not as bad. But a lot of fighting in the bonus dungeons does not result in very many level ups. Whereas going through this final dungeon, just the average experience per encounter is so much better. You know, we're getting levels ups every few fights. That's a lot better than in the previous areas. So, okay, so the Kraken Revisited can be a little bit more dangerous in terms of physical hitting. So, we'll see what happens. I guess, to be at least mildly safe, I'll use a white robe here for some extra protection. Because the Kraken gets so many attacks, you actually get really good value out of the Protect spell against the Kraken. Evade is nice and all, but it takes a while to stack up high enough that you're not getting hit 8 times. Whereas if it's just minus 10 damage per hit, that suddenly saves you a lot of damage very quickly, if that makes sense. So we'll just do a couple more defenses. Meanwhile, Victus is just going to thrash this squid. And honestly, I think at this point we're probably defended up enough that we're pretty safe. Blizzaga, I don't remember if the Kraken typically has Blizzaga. That might be a new addition to the rotation. And down it goes. Alright. Well, we're making really good progress in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, so I'm happy with that. Maybe we should take a stab at Chaos, I don't know. The super bosses are usually extra bonus content. I kind of thought the mod of balance may have just incorporated them into the basic gameplay, rather than having them as sort of extras. But maybe they're still just extras. I don't know. Why am I being cheap? Why would I be cheap here? Use your MP to make sure you don't die to 50 arrows. It just does too much damage to just ignore. Also, those iron golems usually were very difficult to kill. Like, they're pretty high defense enemies that, I guess, just no match for the Lightbringer, basically. So, of course, we're going to go... Alright, this is new. This is not an encounter that you would normally have run into on this floor. Crap. We're probably dead. Prototypes are really strong. Stronger than the tier 2 sentries in the floating fortress. And war mechs are, well, war mechs. Yeah, this might just be the end of us if we don't run away. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna run away, but I don't know if this will... No, there's no way. They're robots. Just trying to think of what I could do that would help. If they do physical attacks, it's gonna really hurt. But I also really need to try to burn down and kill the front row quickly. So let's see. I don't know how much HP they've got. Let's see if we can at least kill 1 or 2 on the first round. We got 1 before it got in action. We got 2 before it got in action. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. I guess we must have had a preemptive strike. I didn't notice that. That's good. Now, a double war mech is still a double war mech. I don't know how many HP they get. I'm just going to cast Heliga every turn. We're lucky that they didn't double nuke us. Unfortunately, we didn't do very much damage with Victus or Beret. I think it's going to be very hard to break through their defense, unlike the guys up front. These guys seem to be quite defensive-oriented. So having access to destroy here is maybe the best choice. I'm just going to keep spamming Heliga. The only chance to survive these nukes is if we Heliga it out. And we're still going to have problems. Okay. 1 down. Now that we can't get double nuked, I actually think we'll be okay. It's just interesting that we went through 4 attacks, basically, before we got nuked. Like, that was relatively fortuitous. I think the first time we ran into a double war mech encounter, way back in the day, they just double nuked us on turn 1. It was like, well, good joke. So I'm pretty sure we're done with 1 more destroy. Hey, Victus survived. Isn't that great? He did not die with 1 more. Alright. Maybe he's got more HP than I was expecting. I guess we can look it up if we survive this fight. Alright, 6,500 experience, lots of money, levels. Cool, well, I'm glad we survived. So that was worth it. So there's your prototype. They dropped the light robes. They don't have all that many HP, and their defense isn't that high, and they are weak to lightning. So yeah, taking those out quick, definitely a good move. And then the war mechs are... Oh good, they drop Ultima weapons. Well, that would be nice. No weakness. Actually, not much higher defense than the prototypes, interestingly. But it's that nuke spell. That's the problem. Oh, yeah, we can get free elixirs out of that guy. That would be convenient. Genji armor. Not that good. Crystal. Because you can technically farm any of these 3 if you want. So maybe we should try to get... No, I think we had a Holy Helm, right? And then we found out that we couldn't even equip it because it was Paladin only. But, like, if you wanted to get some of these other... If you want a bunch of crystal rings, you can just fight the Lich a few times. In theory. Okay. We're not done yet. Just in case we get another one of those encounters, let's stock up. I know I'm wasting all that money right there. Oh, come on, gamepad. Don't lose me here. What's going on? Oh, I love it when my wireless gamepad's connection is more than 2 inches away and bugs out. Anyway, we're good. Let's go get... Let's take 1 step and get another encounter. That's what I meant to say. Alright. Luckily, Diaga works pretty well. Where'd the music go? Can you guys still hear the music? Why do I hear no music? Oh. Because I turned my headset volume off. Duh. Come on, Blue. Professional Let's Player here. I did pretty good damage. Alright, we got the Mazimmune. Please be good. Please be good. Please be... It's not up. I'm so glad I got the Mazimmune for Jade, who can equip anything, but nobody else can equip it. Dang it! It's a friggin' ninja weapon. I don't know why the Battle Mage can equip so much weird stuff, but I mean, that's nice. That's great. So, just for comparison, it's 22 damage better than a Deathbringer. A Deathbringer is 109. So, if Victus could put the stupid sword in his hand, he could do over 130 damage. That would have been really awesome for killing stuff like Omega with stupidly high defense. Nope. Of course not. I think the Lightbringer's better for Beret because it has +5 to stats. And the Braveheart just does more damage, but his attack is not very important. Sadly, that's the problem with Jade as well. I guess it must give him a stat boost. Or no, I think Deathbringer, like, reduces your stats. Yeah, that's the thing. That's probably the thing I've been missing out. Well, it still gives him a lot of evasions. That's nice. That is not what I wanted to get from that chest. Or, well, I mean, that's the weapon. It's just, that's... I was really hoping that Victus could equip the Masmian. I just wanted a little bit more hunch as we went back into the bonus dungeons to all the really tough bosses. And sure, against random encounters where we're just attacking randomly, that's great, you know. Like, this just means Jade does a quarter of the damage. Why? I mean, that was a special... Those guys have a lot of defense. Let's see a fair encounter here. If they all get a turn, which they probably won't, who does the most damage? Let me pay attention here. Oh yeah, good, they got Tornado. I love it. So 500 damage, 1,000 damage. It's so not even close. Like, so even though the Masmian gets him to over 100 attack, he still doesn't do anywhere near the damage Victus does. I mean, I guess he can beat Beret now, but that doesn't mean much for bosses. That's a shame. Okay, well, I guess we might as well fight Tiamat while we're here. And maybe we'll fight Chaos as well, just for fun. Obviously, we're not going to end the series till we kill all the bonus bosses, but... let's see how this goes. So, unfortunately, the Masmian's not going to get a lot of value on a caster that's buffing up the fighter, right? Like, that's not how it's going to work. Tiamat has lots of spells. Oh, good. I was trying to cast the right spell. I was just too slow. That's great. Had the right idea. So let's put up more elemental protections. Try to heal up. Please heal a god before Tiamat. Good. Okay, we're fine for another round. And we got all our elemental buffs up. And then poison, of course. Non-elemental. Yeah, you probably shouldn't underestimate Tiamat. Tiamat's not a joke. Now, I don't know if she'll have a very powerful physical, but I'll throw that in just in case. And we'll just focus on healing for the moment. Yep, pretty powerful healing. Pretty powerful physical. Sure wish we had access to a Life 2 spell. Wouldn't that be great? I don't know, maybe we can blind her. She'll probably die to Victus pretty quick if... oh, that'll kill Melior. Yeah, there we go. At least we got her. Did we get the random drop? We did not get the random drop. What could she have dropped if we got lucky? We could have gained one Assassin Dagger. Well, it probably was a waste of time anyway. I guess the real winner with these fiends is they don't get a lot of HP, so it's not too hard to sort of rush through them, even though they attack almost as dangerously as those optional bosses did. They just don't have the defenses, right? They don't have the HP to keep it going. Also, why is there encounters on this floor, and why is there a black dragon here, and why am I about to die? This is really not okay, actually. This is a possibly the worst encounter we've ever had. And I'm not even trying to make this, like, this is actually really bad. I guess we have to try first, because we're not going to kill him with damage before he does stuff. Maybe we can get a status infliction on him. Like, literally stop is the only one that really counts. Well, at least he only did physical. Yeah, the black dragon needs to die. 2,000 damage. That's pretty good. Alright, we got stop on everybody. Good job, stop. You did good work. Alright, we should be fine as long as they don't stay alive for very long. This is kind of scary, though. This is the kind of fight that could be more dangerous than the final boss. Depending on your luck. 4,000 damage, though. Paralysis seems to be a fairly serious deal. There, everyone gets extra attack power. Why not? Okay, let's save it. If we're gonna get... I wasn't expecting random encounters on this floor. Can I just run? I just saved it, so if this doesn't work, it's fine. Probably can't run. Maybe we can just... Because there's no black dragon, maybe we can just rush through this. Barely. At least the silver dragons haven't used anything really bad yet, like that inferno spell the black dragons did to me. And here we are. Okay. So we'll put a save here because if we win, we get kicked out, and I want to come back anyway to do the optional boss. But if we lose, you know, that's the other thing. All right. Chaos, the normal game's final boss, possibly easier than what's his name, Omega, but I don't know for sure yet. I'm gonna go on a relatively aggressive strat because it's already a pretty long episode, and I'm hoping that, you know, we just burn them through pretty quick. Oh, there's his blaze. If this does like 500 damage, then I'll know that I don't want to fight him right now. It did a lot of damage. Alright, you start attacking. We're going to start putting... I don't know if this would even have affected that damage, but I'll start putting elemental protections up. Just in case they make... Oh, it doesn't matter. We're all dead, because he double-teamed us before we could do anything. Right? Okay, that did like 800 damage. Okay, so that's... You know, the thing was, I wasn't sure if I wanted to fight Chaos at this point. Now I know that I don't really want to fight Chaos. Like, that's a bit much. So if the final boss is that bad... I never picked up the exit spell, did I? We're gonna have to slow warp my way out. I'm gonna do that off camera. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. We made it to the bottom. I should have enough things to sell now. I can make some money. Oh, we can use this. And we'll go back to the water dungeon and try to fight Shinru. And I will sell this and this and these. The protect cloak. I think we already proved that was not very worthwhile. No. So I'll sell a bunch of stuff that we don't use. And next episode we will... Well, maybe I'll do a little bit of level grinding. You know, I'll think... I don't want to do a ton of level grinding. Like I don't want to make it feel like it's too easy or anything. But if I get to the top floor, which is almost there... We could just walk back from now. It wouldn't be a big deal. Like, I could just grind on this encounter. Like, there might be a couple really nice early floors down here where I could get a nice easy fight where we just Diaga and win. And 3,000 experience is pretty good per fight. Like, I could probably get to level 50 pretty darn quick is what I'm thinking. How much? Well, it depends on how much experience between levels as it grows between combat. Like, or grows between levels. Like, if it starts doubling every level up, then this might not be the best plan, but... So we just got a couple level ups. Let's see, what's the next? Looks like we're about 30,000 per level right now. And this fight being about 3,000, depending on how many enemies. 3,000 to 4,500, that's... around, I think you could say pretty safely 10 fights here then. Depending on how many encounters you got. Or how many random encounters. At 10 fights per level up, that doesn't take very long to grind, especially with super speed. And the fact that these encounters are basically Diaga bait. Also, I got an elixir last fight. Those are the kind of things that would be really nice for a super boss. So if we got a few extra elixirs while we got a couple level ups, that would not be a bad thing. And because it's like a guaranteed the same encounter every time, I know how to deal with it. So there's no like, what should I do? It's just like, oh, just kill them all with Diaga. Easy. Oh, the stop spell went through. Good job. So yeah, I feel like this is not bad. Again, I'm not going to do a whole lot of grinding. Oh, right. It's been so long since people got stunned. I forgot that it persists. I mean, we'll be at level 50 in no time. I don't even have to do it off camera. I don't like doing a lot of grinding off camera for my Let's Plays, if you're new to the channel. I just feel like it's not dishonest exactly, but it doesn't show the audience exactly how the game is played. It's putting more of a barrier between you guys and what the game is really like. And I always like to show you guys what it's really like. You know, if the game requires a bunch of grinding to finish, then you should know. Now, obviously, sometimes I make an exception to the rule, and if it's going to take me like 100 hours of grinding while I'm watching TV or something, I might not record that. But, you know, 5 minutes here, getting a couple level ups quick, it's probably not a big deal. I'll probably still do the shopping off camera because it's just running around, buying stuff, basically. We're basically level 50, like, that's one more. We'll just do it. So I wonder if something we've got equipped on Melior and Beret is giving them status protection. Like, his ribbon, maybe. Maybe. And the angel ring, maybe? Or the light robe. And then Jade and Victus are not immune to stun. Because it seems fairly consistent that 2 people get stopped and 2 people do not. I guess the the stop spell is considered time element. So you would need something equipped that gives you time protection, I guess. Hey, there's a free ribbon. That's just what I wanted. Hey, we got a random encounter. These will happen once in a while, sure. But yeah, we'll get to level 50, which used to be the level cap in the NES one, of course, but the Dawn of Souls upped that to 99, which is probably for the best. I feel like this is a pretty good grind spot. We got another ribbon. Another random encounter while we're at it. Basically out of Diaguz. We level 50 yet? Probably. Hey, everyone except Melior. Oh, wait. Hold the horses. He picked up level 8 magic at some level. Bazinga! Still no 7 for Beret, I guess. Alright, well that changes my plan a little bit. So in between episodes then, that's really good. I'm glad I noticed that. In between episodes, before we go back to the water temple, I don't know what level that was. Something higher than 42. I hadn't checked in a while, but probably in today's episode when we came back and got all those levels up on the ways down. Anyway, okay, so the ribbon definitely did not protect him from being stunned. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna teach Melior some level 8 magic now that he's got it. It definitely took a while. Also, this stop nonsense needs to stop. Okay, let's get out of here, and we'll call that an episode. So, we didn't fight Chaos, but that wasn't really my intention for this run. I just wanted to see if I could get some money and some levels. That we did pretty successfully, and now I can stock up for the next bonus dungeon. And the levels should help. You know, multipliers go up, magic resistance goes up, HP goes up. Jade's got ton, like over double Melior's HP. That's crazy. I don't know how Jade has more HP than Victus or the Ranger, the melee characters. It's not like he's got... He's still the least stamina of the 3. Oh well, it's good. Anyway, that'll help us survive so with Omega weapon, he had the laser beams, whatever. Shinru has some sort of tidal wave thing that does even more damage, so we'll want to stack up an awful lot of Giant's tonics to survive those anyway, and having a higher base HP just helps me get started. You know, I'm still really tempted to pick up an Angel's Ring for Jade, and if I do that, I might do that off camera again. So next episode, I may go through the fire bonus dungeon just so that I can pick up an extra Angel's Ring. There's probably nothing else that I really want. I mean, a Judgment Staff is nice. I don't think the Crystal Shield was that impressive, but the Angel's Ring, it seems pretty awesome. Like, I have one Crystal Shield. Would anybody else want that? Not really. Unless it provides status protection, which it doesn't seem to. It's slightly worse than the Aegis in terms of defense. And Jade couldn't equip it. So, you know, a second Crystal Shield doesn't really matter. We've got a couple Judgment Staffs already. But an extra Angel's Ring would be good. What was the other item from the Fire Dungeon? Sorry, guys. Let's just plan it out. Braveheart. I've already got one of those. Or two even, actually. I've got at least one. Oh, it's the Confused one, right? Yeah, no, that's not that important. It's pretty good damage, no doubt. Technically more damage than Lightbringer. That's... You know, that might have helped on Omega, technically. Just 5 more points of damage times your number of hits could have added up. But it's so much worse stat-wise in all other areas. So it's hard to go with. I probably won't bother. But yeah, I think I'll get the Angel's Ring. I'll do a bunch of shopping, and then we'll be back for more bonus bosses. And we'll get back to Chaos eventually, don't you worry. But when we get back to him, we'll have enough HP that his fancy-dancy super attacks don't just immediately kill everybody, because that's no fun. Alright, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more modded Final Fantasy 1.